It's just late in the evening. I'm drunk. I don't know how you feel.
We're fine.
We're fine. I didn't drink anything, so I'm good.
Right, never.
No, ever, yeah, but I mean today.
Okay, for gig you mean? Just before the show and to be sober on stage.
Yes, and to be not dehydrated because alcohol is not
Yes.
good for your vocal cords.
You have to drink a lot,
It
not only
dehydrates
alcohol,
you.
but water.
And if you're drunk, you don't have that much vocal control, so you could say there's a chance you're gonna sing nonsense. So I
Yes,
didn't want to
but-
take that chance.
Yes, but for the other musician, it can be good.
True, for other musicians. I'm talking from the point of view of singer, for example.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you feel for that topic?
We're fine. I mean, we really had a lot of fun, like on stage. Again, like it was just the four of us, but I think we really had a lot of fun. Yeah, so.
Also with alcohol, you mean, or just sober?
No, actually, I wanted to have a couple of beers, but they called us like, "Hey, you have to go down right now to do the sound check." So I didn't have the time to drink anything, but we had fun nonetheless. So that's cool.
Okay, good. Sounds good. So now the introduction. Hello, and this is Steffi from Metal and Tigers, and we're with a persona from Tunisia. Yeah, maybe you want to introduce yourself.
Yes, my name is Yusri. I'm the guitar player of the band. That's all. That's all.
He's not so good in English, so that's why.
Yes, bon,
Okay, I'm Melik. I'm the lead guitar player for the band.
Okay.
My name is Joe, and I'm the drummer for Persona. Of Persona.
My English is also quite bad, so it's okay, I think.
And my name is Jelena. I'm the singer for Persona.
Okay, yeah, nice to meet you. Hello. Okay, your show today started with a drum solo. How badass is that? How did it come to this?
Okay.
T'as compris la question?
I think you're a
No.
drummer,
Yes,
so...
I didn't hear that.
I'll translate.
J'étais pas
Elle a dit,
concentré. en
elle
fait.
a dit que c'est super que l'album, enfin que le concert commence avec un solo de batterie. How awesome is that? Et
How did you come to that
how-
idea?
comment l'idée est venue?
Yes, the idea came with Melik and Jelena. We thought it would be great to have some drums, only drums with some guitars, and we did it in our last concert, and it was a success.
Okay. So just per accident, you mean?
I mean,
Almost.
we thought that we need some kind of intro, you know, and the intro in itself is quite good, and he started playing over it on the drums, and it sounded fucking great. So we said, okay, let's do it like that. That's how it ended up being.
Great. And how different to get what is it? How difficult is it to get a visa for Europe because you're from Tunisia and yeah, an Arabic country? Yeah, well, maybe you want to tell us something.
Toi?
Me?
Yeah,
About
you.
the visa. Well, I guess now it's even more difficult because of all the terrorist attacks and everything. So I guess they're checking more and longer and sending documents out to Europe, then giving them back. So they're like really doing a lot of background checks. So it could be a bit tricky to get
I mean,
visa.
yeah, she's from Serbia, so
I'm
she
from
doesn't
Serbia, I
need a
don't-
visa. The three of us, like we got our visa like 6 months ago, so we didn't need to apply for one right now. But tonight we're missing Walid and Nasreen, who applied, I think, 2 weeks ago, and they still didn't get their answer, so that's why they're not with us tonight. Yeah, so
Wow.
yeah, and it can take up to 1 month to get your answer. Like
Okay.
it's not guaranteed, but it takes up to 1 month.
Wow. Okay, that sounds difficult.
It is.
Wow.
I mean, I don't want to give you like the list of papers that you need, but basically you need to give the proof, like that your parents got money for the last like three last paychecks of your parents. You have to have an insurance. You have to have like a booked flight. Like when are you coming back? When are you leaving? Who is taking care of you when you're going to go there?
Okay.
Where are you going? Like your trip. It's a hassle.
Why are you going?
Why are you going?
Okay.
It's a hassle. It's a hassle.
Wow. And so do you think you will go ever on a Europe tour somewhere without problems?
Yeah.
Would. Sorry.
We would.
Yeah?
I didn't understand the question.
No,
Is
no.
it possible? Is it possible to go on a Europe tour without problems somehow?
If we manage to do it really like a long time in advance, yes.
Yes.
A long time in advance.
Okay. So maybe I just read that you realized your last project by crowdfunding. So do you think it would be better if you had a European label to realize that plans, or what do you think about that? Is it better to to get money by crowdfunding, or just go, don't know, Nuclear Blast, Napalm Records, I don't know,
I
the
mean,
typical European
yeah,
labels.
It would be awesome to be signed to one of those labels. I mean, at our like level, we didn't get. I mean, we're based from Tunisia, so it's difficult for a European label to sign a band who is not based in Europe, because they are counting on us like to tour and to sort of play our album live. And since we're not based here, it's quite difficult. So, but it would be awesome to be signed to such like big names. Yeah, definitely.
It would certainly be more like easier for us because the label takes care of everything. You know,
Yeah.
they organize your tours. It's like this. We're really trying to do everything ourselves. So the whole campaign, we organized it. We're taking care of the perks. We are, producing, printing everything that's supposed to be in it. So it's like really a lot.
Yeah.
So now, since we are unsigned, the alternative of having the possibility to do it through crowdfunding was a no-brainer for us. So since we don't have a label, let's try to do the crowdfunding. It worked, and it helped us like to be able to mix the album, press it, do the artwork, etc. So yeah,
Okay.
it was very effective for us.
Yeah. Okay. And my next question. Let us finish the one-up questions. Oh yeah, how was the drumming intro? I'm sorry. Too much thin. What to say? Be quiet, please.
You can cut it.
They're sober. I'm dry. That's just unfair. Pia, come on. Come on, just join the video and then it's okay. But so you just she's this.
Because it's my handwriting and she can't read it.
Ah, that's right.
That's the
So where are we
point.
now?
I could read.
Okay, so how was playing in Europe? Because it was your first show here, right?
That's so easy.
Easy question. Yeah, easy answer.
Easy question.
That's an easy one, yes.
Yes, it was very exciting. We had very good time. We had fun, and we hope that we'll continue our tour in a good condition, and maybe the next year we will play again in FNR, but in the main stage.
Oh,
That's ambitious.
I'm surprised at his good answer. I'm surprised that he managed to make an elaborate answer like this. Okay.
Okay, now that's my next question. I'm out. Okay, sorry. I mean that's quite interesting. I think in my own mind. How do you manage to combine the different influences of the European and Arabic influences of your culture?
Okay.
in your music?
Easy answer.
Yeah.
There are no Arabic influences in our music. Seriously. Yeah. I mean,
But just in culture?
sorry. No.
Just
ser-
culture influences. I mean, that's
None
like,
of us, to be completely honest, none of us listens to Oriental music. And
but you grew up there.
yes, but
not
I've never enjoyed it personally. I mean, and it's me and Jelena who are composing most of the music. So we are really, maybe it's subconscious. If it's subconscious, it's not really. Probably. I mean, but
That's okay.
when we compose a song, okay, we are not trying to, okay, let's make this sound like this famous Oriental song or something. I don't know.
We don't know any Oriental songs.
We don't listen to it
or
at
not at
home.
all.
We really don't.
What an interesting trivia. He has Yusri. He has
She's talking, so put the microphone over her.
I want to talk.
So, our guitarist Yusri, he has a cover band in Tunisia. And sometimes he sings with them, and sometimes he sings Arabic songs with them. So
He can do something, you know.
I can't.
And you have all these melodies, so it's quite obvious that your country of origin influences you somehow.
True.
And I think you, even if you don't realize it, you can't shake it off.
Can you give an example maybe? I'm curious, honestly curious to know.
What do you think of Mira? The first.
Mirath is different because they are doing oriental metal, like they're specifically doing that. They have metal and they are willingly mixing it with Tunisian or
Yes.
oriental influences. For us, it's not the case when really compose a song. For example, for myself, when I compose something, I'm a lot into Metallica and Megadeth. So when I'm trying to write something,
That's obvious too.
okay, that I can understand that the influence is there. But for example, Metallica, they have Wherever I May Roam, which starts with a sitar tune, which sounds a bit orientalish. We did the same thing with our first song in our first album, but that doesn't mean that, you know, I don't know if you see the parallelism.
Metallica, they're not from any Arabic country. They have no Arabic origins.
They just did a tune with the sitar which
Yeah.
sound orientalish, and we did the same thing. But since we're from Tunisia, maybe it's easier to associate it with. Anyways, that's how I feel. But you're right. Maybe somebody who listens to it sees a lot of oriental influences, which I don't. So.
I experience it in every single song that there is some influence.
single
Yes, because in Arabia you have this this sounds.
Yeah, but we don't have. I only know where I did that consciously because the music was somehow it was in
Creedence. At the very end.
At the very end, that like was that because the music was like that. So I said like, okay, I'm gonna do something that sort of resembles that. But for example, I don't know.
The first song you played today, it was the same.
The first one's Ego. Ego does
Ego.
have. I don't know. The solos maybe have some kind of.
solos maybe.
Take it to the microphone.
Peut-être la partie d'un peu.
ليه قالت لك الكوريوس الكوريوس
It's Orientalish, is it?
Somehow,
maybe. But she's not from Oriental country.
Yeah, I'm not.
I know that, but she lives there since.
Maybe
many
she was
years.
contaminated, like
Maybe.
unwillingly. Unwillingly.
Every time there's like something Oriental if it comes
We
on the
turn it
radio, I turn it off. I'm like, well, what is this? It irritates me. I have to put it.
Too late. I think too late. The contamination
yeah.
has.
I will move to
Sweden to clean it.
Sweden. I will move to Sweden where I will listen to black metal only. Too.
And then you have
No way, that's
Tony
no way.
in
Death
your
metal
songs
is
that you
sweet.
don't
That metal
realize.
is Sweden, yeah. I mix them up.
So Steffi, what's the next question or question sheet?
is you
Can she read?
what? So different and
Do you want me to read it?
no. Just yes.
Are you touring Europe soon? But I think you asked it before.
yes, I did.
So,
Sabotage.
the most important question for Steffi is, where did you learn how to growl?
Yes, that's interesting.
I learned at home. I'm kidding. I learned by myself because I mean I was curious. I wanted to be able to do different stuff with my voice because my background, my whole music education was classical. I never sang opera because I didn't like it, but of course I had singing lessons as everybody does. I stayed in the classical domain. I stayed more with the like early music, like Renaissance, Baroque, and medieval, because that was my kind of thing, like more than anything else. And then at some point I started being like annoyed, like okay, my voice is so clean, it's so pure, it's so
Boring.
gentle. Yeah. Like soft, like I want to be able to do other things with my voice. And first, since I had like implanted in my brain that like classical education was like, you have to keep your voice safe, don't do anything aggressive, keep it soft, keep it low, do this, do that, don't drink this, don't eat that. Anyway,
So unhealthy somehow.
then I realized, okay, there's singers who are doing both things, singers who are doing different things with their voice, and they've been singing for years, and it's just a matter of technique. So then I first started I was working on my normal clean voice to be able to do different stuff with it, and then I was like, okay, I have to try growls and screams because like I think I can really use it. So I started doing bit by bit. First it was like really not easy. I couldn't figure out what to do with my voice because I spent years singing clean, and that's it. So I was like, how to produce that sound at all? I couldn't produce anything, and then just like I was trying bit by bit, and then it kept getting better and better, and that's
I
it.
think on the first album there are only clean vocals, right?
Just in one song, there were like literally, I think, 4 words. 4 words with us. And then I remember when I was recording that, I like really was like, focus, concentrate, like make it strong, make it, you know, like, yeah. It was really like, it was tricky to make it, you know. And then, you know, with time, with practice, you get the feeling and
The right place.
the right place. And
It sounds so natural. Seeing you on stage, changing from the growls to the clean vocals, it was like
It's so
talking
and so
forwards,
often.
clean forwards, growling, and then there again.
What's she doing?
And now Steffi wants to learn how you
That
do
was
it.
awesome. Yes. How
Okay,
do you
can you
do
show
it?
her how to do it?
I can show
Can you teach
you.
me?
I know I can show you honestly, but since I got the feeling right, I would have to try and then like, okay, where is it? How does it feel? What should you do more? So I'm not sure I'll be able to explain it to you
Maybe
properly.
the thing
because-
with the midriff, like the blocking. the
Midriff, mocking, maybe, I don't know. Like they were also looking for different tutorials on YouTube and
YouTube.
stuff, you know, to feel. But we rarely found good ones for growls. It's really difficult to find good and explanatory in a way. I'm listening to the people and they're doing things like, okay, do this, and it's like, it's easy, and I'm like, try to do it, like I can't. Like, what is it?
I can try maybe to just show you what I remember. So you sort of get all the air out, then you sort of try to grunt
It's
like
just
a
like-
dog. No, you get the air out,
That's what I heard.
and then
No,
you
coughing is
sort
bad.
of block here, then you,
Coughing.
well, something like that. So you sort of get the air out, then you have to. That's the first step, but later I
Try to
mean.
get a bit of, try not to get it dry, because what you did after it dries is sort of scraping, like it's scraping. There's no tone in it, so try to
That
sort of produce
resonates
a bit
higher.
of voice, like you wanna say, like you're very, like you say, like ah, like I'm very angry, you know.
That's a good
Almost.
start.
That's
I mean,
a good start. You need just a bigger breath and more support, and then try to put like a more sound in it, like less like air, still air,
Yeah.
but more sound, like I can do no. So this is yeah, that's more air. You're not.
too deep, I think.
You can try going higher, but like you need more sound, like when you're doing like
No, this is too
no.
much air. I mean,
This is just air.
Just air.
This is just air. There's no
Okay.
sort of, but you can also go. If you go like a bit. That's kind of
okay,
really
it has more voice now. No, it has
Yeah,
more-
I think
She's
she's using
doing the
vocal,
false
false
vocal
chords,
chords.
which is actually super
It's another
difficult for me.
technique.
It's another
what you're
technique.
doing. This one is
It's
the
what?
false vocal chords.
Vocal
Chord
chords.
technique, yeah,
But
I
it's a
think
different
so,
technique.
because it hurts.
But it's not bad.
This
I
one
mean,
hurts. This one is unpleasant.
Yeah,
until you
but
get
it
Yeah.
can.
Bad.
The one that you're doing gives a grittier, like angry. You know?
angry. Yeah, that's like.
But it has a different use.
Yeah, it's a different use. It's horrible. I hate this voice.
But do you have maybe an example how you? What's the first step? I can't imagine what the first step. I just
You did the first step. I mean, I just like. What did you see? Sorry, go on.
What's the
I
first
just
step?
interrupted you. Yeah.
I don't know. What was my question?
What was the first step? Like, how did you...
I think I just saw once also a YouTube video. It was just like whispering and just la la la. No, what's whispering? No, no, no. And that's louder and that and I think but that's hurting me. And
No,
that's what
exactly.
I'm wondering that can't be the right way.
No. That can't be the right way. What
think-
did I do?
I mean,
Do
really,
you
I think
remember?
when we started, I mean, because we sort of were trying to looking for tutorials at the same time, the one that at least helped me figure what's the sound, but I didn't develop it as she did. I didn't need it. It was the thing, like again, like you expel out the air, then you put your hand here, and you sort of try to imagine a dog barking. Like,
Dog barking is a very good. That's it. So
the first one was
yes,
better,
the
but
first one was better.
voila,
Yeah,
you
angry
felt
dog
it.
bark.
Did you see it now?
That's it.
There you go.
That's
Okay.
it.
Okay, now you pay me.
Did
But that how
Then you have to develop
you-
the breath and.
Then you do. Then you try. You can try. What was I doing? I was counting with it. I'm counting still with it for warm-ups. Like
Okay.
you try to. You still get the dog sound and dog feeling, but you say 1, 2, 3, 4. Try it.
Do you count in Bulgarian language?
It's easily in English. English. In English.
But
in English.
it will make you dizzy very fast at the beginning.
Because
somehow
you're using a lot of breath.
it uses a lot of breath, so it can make you dizzy.
And it doesn't work right away. You have to, when you do the good dog sound.
Woof!
I see. You have to memorize where was the place, where the sound was good. You have to memorize the place, and then when you want to practice, you try to keep coming back to that place, because it's about the
Vocal
feeling
lesson
and the
Indiana
sound.
now.
Oh, it's horrible. No. This is not because I'm not even I'm not sure. No, now I'm analyzing what am I doing actually for the first time.
Will be a long interview and teaching lesson.
No, they can. I'm sure they will edit it.
But it's quite interesting, I think. Of course, there's an uncommon singing
True.
technique.
Yes.
Yes, and so it's just like, how do you do it? Yeah, I just do it. But how? What's the way? And it's like, yeah, a lot of people say,
interesting, yeah.
I just did it. And then it came to that point. It is now. Like, I don't know, all the things. I think the most common example is Eliza from Arch Enemy now. But she, how...
With Arch Enemy, I think it's all like grunting, like all false vocal cords, grunting. Yeah.
Yeah.
But she was doing that before with the agonist,
Agonist,
with
she
the
was-
mixing.
Yeah,
Exactly.
She had a lot of years of
She also
training.
It's interesting.
The agonist, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
interesting when you have like both vocal techniques. It's,
Mm-hmm.
somehow.
So fluently.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was amazing.
Like really honestly, I decided to do it just because I really wanted to express myself in different ways. I'm not like, I wasn't like, okay, now I want to do something more interesting because it's like it's fashionable. So like now girls are using like a bit more of this. So I'm gonna be interesting. No, it's just like really the music. There were parts where I wanted to express myself in a different way, like in like more powerful, more like just stronger and
Different, aggressive way.
a more aggressive way. Exactly. So
And it
that's
sounds naturally.
thank you.
You don't have to thank me. Now I have two girly questions.
Yeah.
First of all, where did you buy your dress you're wearing on stage?
It was beautiful.
Thank you. The dress, I bought the dress in Tunisia, and it's made by a Tunisian designer girl named Feriel Lafay.
Okay.
So yeah. She went,
Has she an online shop?
no, actually, I think she does it for fun.
Oh, really?
She doesn't even have a
Okay.
collection, and so
beautiful.
she does it for fun.
I just I remembered what's the name of the brand? Raven stuff.
Raven stuff.
Okay, I will post the link under this video.
We will
No
post it in
idea.
the show notes of this podcast, but it's not a podcast, it's a YouTube interview, so maybe this is getting some kind of embarrassing. And I'll just ask the next question,
Girly
some hair
question.
care advices for us? Because you have so long hair.
Hair advices for. Okay, hair advices. What did I? Okay, my hair first. I'm keeping it this long. Okay, I like it, but it's really not difficult to maintain for some
It's
reason.
not difficult to grow your
To-
hair.
it's not difficult
but
to- I mean, it's not- I
difficult to
don't-
keep it healthy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't do much. I literally only use shampoo.
Just
It
do
depends.
nothing.
Nothing. I don't even like. It's naturally flat. It's how to say? Yeah,
Just
it's not
comes out of your
curly.
head like this.
Yes. So that's the only. If it was something complicated to keep
take care.
of, I don't think I would keep it this long. So, but what do I do is what I never do. For example, when my hair I brush my hair before I wash it. So when it's wet, I never brush it because it gets more damaged.
Really?
Because it's more sensitive. When it's wet, you get your tips easier. You break them more faster. Yes.
I really like
Don't interrupt her.
brushes
That was
out
the first
of.
advice. I want to hear her second
I'm
advice.
sorry, but also I have also advice now at this point.
You're off now.
Sorry, but do you know brushes out of pig hair? They're very, very good.
I have to try. For the moment, I'm using the wooden brush only, and I want.
Not just the hair. You mean the
The brush,
stuff?
I've
the
never-
brush itself
The
is made
brush
out
itself,
of
exactly.
guinea
Pig
pig
hair.
Guinea pig hair.
Really?
Yes, Boston. What means Boston?
No wild pig.
Wild pig,
exactly,
boars.
wild pig hair.
Wow.
Yes.
Is that vegan?
No, it's
It
not.
is not.
I will not use
But
it.
it is good. I'm
I
sorry.
will not use it. I will not use it. I'm kidding. I mean, I am.
Are you Norwegian?
I am. I mean, food-wise, I started again mixing a bit some cheese in my diet occasionally, but
It's so tasty.
yeah, it's so tasty. Also, I had some because I didn't take any supplements. So at some point, I had when I became vegan, I completely neglected B12 vitamin, which you can't get anywhere except in animal or some fish or stuff like that. So I completely neglected it. Then I did my tests, and everything was perfect except my B12, which was super low, and which is dangerous because it messes up with your nerves, with everything. So then I got on with supplements and everything, but occasionally I'm like, okay, maybe our body is not made to not to be vegan entirely. So occasionally I eat some cheese now, but that's it. But as for everything else, okay, I still have these boots and leather things, so I'm not really, I'm not extreme. But if I can avoid using things that are like that sort of use animals in it, I do it.
Yeah, try to be. Yeah.
So I will skip the brush.
Another hair care advice?
Which one was the second one? I think okay, I have avoided it so far, but I think definitely avoid the dye if you can, because it totally changes the feeling of your hair. Totally changes the feeling of your hair, and also if you can avoid, actually. Yes, another hair advice to decrease, and it really works. I tried it. Of course, there are periods in year when you lose your hair more than the other periods, but in normal periods when there's no extreme hair loss, it actually they don't. You should wash your hair with colder water always, because the warm one actually opens the pores, and if you wash your hair with really hot water, you tend to lose it less. Also, if you use the blow dryer for your hair, you should lose, of course, lower temperature.
Not so hot, yeah.
It's for the same reason. So it really works.
Is curling hair.
Do you have any hair care advice?
Beautiful. Can't touch it.
Actually, how to say this? I mean, my hair is extremely dry, and if I wash it with shampoo, it gets even drier. So yes, it becomes Jackson 5, like style 5, like dry. Now it's not. Now I oiled it, so it's curly but not too dry. But it's different, I guess. If people have really dry hair, when I wash it with water with a tiny bit of shampoo, and later on I apply some oil, like almond oil or something, for it to be like strands like this, independent strands.
Yeah.
I never thought that one day somebody would ask me questions about my hair, but yeah, there you go.
Okay, thank you. Anything else you want to add?
It's nice to see you again.
Yes, it's nice to see you again.
Hopefully
Yeah.
next year also.
Can we say? I'm not sure. Is this going to be in a YouTube video?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
No, just like.
long YouTube video.
Very long, but that's cool.
Very long. Okay. Yeah, it's like it is because last year when Melik and I came here to listen to that, we were actually we were roommates technically.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
with
yes,
P and Kiki. Yes, we were renting the room in the same apartment by chance. When we met. So
Yeah, thank you.
thank you,
so much. It was
girl.
nice talk.
Yeah, it was a nice
And I hope
talk.
to see you next year here.
Exactly.
Yes,
Sounds
on Wednesday.
Doing a third album, please. Do it.
Yeah.
Thank
You can push the off button now.
Can I? Are you sure I can
I'm not
get
sure
it?
if you can,
Can,
but one person could